Okay, let's dive right in. We've got some really fascinating material you've shared today. We're talking about a transfer in European football that is, well, already making serious waves.
Huge ways.
Yeah, a colossal move, really. One that could genuinely, reshape how people see an entire league.
Hmm.
So our mission here in this deep dive is to unpack this Victor Osimhen transfer from Napoli to Galatasaray. We want to get into the why, the how, and the just unprecedented impact of this massive deal.
Huge.
Get ready, because this feels like it goes way beyond just one player swapping shirts.
Oh, absolutely. What's so compelling, I think, is that it's not just a player moving clubs. If you connect the dots, look at the bigger picture. This is a real strategic statement from Galatasaray.
A statement.
Yeah, it signals a genuine turning point, not just for them, but, potentially for the whole Super League. And it makes you ask, right, can one player, even someone this impactful, truly redefine a club's global ambitions? Can they lift a whole league in today's game?
That is a massive question, yeah. And we'll definitely dig into that. But first, let's lay down the foundations here, the numbers. Because, honestly, they are staggering.
Yes, staggering.
Galatasaray has officially locked down the permanent signing of Nigerian superstar Victor Osimhen from Napoli. And the fee. A colossal $75 million.
Wow.
Our sources are crystal clear on this. It's not just a big number. It absolutely shatters the old Super League transfer record, sets a completely new benchmark for Turkish football.
It's a jaw-dropping figure, no question. And, when you look closer at how the deal is actually structured financially, it tells you even more about the commitment here.
How so?
Well, Galatasaray isn't just like throwing cash blindly. They've structured this very carefully. It's $40 million up front, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But then the rest, the other $35 million, that's spread out.
Right, in installments.
Exactly. Installments paid up until 2026. And that kind of plan, well, it's vital for managing things like financial fair play. It lets them handle their cash flow while still landing this blockbuster player. It shows, real thought behind a massive investment.
So it's not just the headline price, it's the mechanics of the payment too. Smart planning. But there's another layer here, isn't there? Some interesting clauses.
Very interesting.
Napoli, even though they sold him, they apparently keep 10% of any future sale.
Mm-hmm. A fell-on clause. Standard enough, maybe.
But then there's this anti-Italy clause, our sources flagged. For the next 2 years, Galatasaray cannot sell Osimhen back to an Italian club. What's that about? What does that tell us?
Oh, that anti-Italy clause is fascinating. It's way more than just a small detail. It speaks volumes, really, about Napoli's thinking and how they see Osimhen's value.
In what way?
Well, it clearly shows Napoli is worried, right?
Okay.
Either they really fear the immediate impact you'd have against them in Serie A if you joined a rival.
Which makes sense.
Or maybe it's a bit more subtle. Maybe they're signaling just how high his value is, knowing that getting him back into Italy anytime soon would be incredibly difficult financially for other Serie A clubs anyway.
Yeah.
It's like they're protecting their investment and their competitive position.
It's a peek into the pretty cutthroat economics behind these mega deals.
Right, protecting themselves on the pitch and financially. It really shows the kind of chess game going on behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so moving from the how to the why, all this money, all this strategic planning, what does it actually mean for Galatasaray? The club president, Dursun Özbek, he didn't hold back, called it a turning point for Turkish football, and not just Galatasaray, the whole league.
Yeah.
Is this really about showing Europe, hey, look, the Super League can grab top-tier talent right at their peak now?
I think it absolutely is. And look, the decision, based on what our sources say, it was almost a no-brainer for them, given what happened last season.
When he was on loan. Exactly. He was on loan, and his performance was just spectacular. He completely lit up Turkish football, scored an incredible 26 goals in just 30 league games.
26 and 30.
Yeah. And he led them to the double, right? Super League title and the Turkish Cup. He wasn't just scoring tap-ins either. He was scoring crucial goals, working relentlessly. That explosive style. They started calling him the Lion of Istanbul.
The Lion of Istanbul. I like that.
It fits. And when you have that kind of immediate, proven, undeniable impact, well, it changes the whole risk calculation for a fee like $75 million. It's not just potential anymore. It's proven delivery.
And it sounds like the leadership totally bought into that. The head coach, Okan Buruk, his quote was pretty clear. His performances were beyond world class. He transformed our attack. We knew we had to keep him at all costs.
Powerful stuff from the coach.
It really is. That level of conviction, especially after a loan spell, you don't often hear that so publicly stated. But I wonder, does that kind of statement also ramp up the pressure on Osimhen? even before he kicks a ball permanently.
Oh, undeniably, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a massive vote of confidence, a huge endorsement, right? But at the same time, it just cranks the expectations up to, like, 11.
Yeah, at all costs sets a high bar.
Exactly. When the coach says that, suddenly every touch, every goal, every single game is going to be viewed through the lens of that $75 million fee and those words. It's a double-edged sword, you know? Huge belief, but also huge, huge pressure.
Speaking of huge, let's talk about Osimhen's actual contract, because that is just as groundbreaking as the transfer fee.
Right.
He's 26 years old, right in his prime, signs a 4-year deal, and our sources say he's getting $15 million per season.
$15 million
per season, plus an extra $10 million guaranteed from sponsorship. This whole package, it's completely unprecedented in Turkish football history. Blows everything else out of the water. This isn't just paying a star, it's like resetting the whole financial landscape for the league, isn't it?
It really is. And the club, they insist this massive investment, both the fee and the salary, it's going to pay off well beyond just winning games. President Özbek sees Victor as, and I quote, more than a player, he's a brand.
A brand.
Yeah. They expect his presence to unlock major commercial doors. Think beyond just shirt sales or ticket revenue.
Like global stuff.
Exactly. A player like him attracts global sponsors, boosts your social media reach by millions, potentially opens up whole new fan markets.
Yeah.
Especially in Africa, where he's a massive icon. It just highlights how these top transfers now are as much about marketing and brand visibility as they are about goals. Expanding that global footprint, finding new revenue streams.
So it's a mix of sporting ambition and, well, brand monetization. Makes sense. And if anyone needed proof of his star power, his immediate impact, just look at his arrival.
Incredible scenes.
Yeah, our sources described it vividly. He lands at Istanbul Ataturk Airport Tuesday night. Total hero's welcome. Thousands of Galatasaray fans out there, flares, chanting, just electric, deafening, pure, raw passion, a sea of red and yellow. Must have been something.
And those scenes, they're not just for the cameras.
Yeah.
You know? That kind of fan reaction, that sheer euphoria, sends a powerful message.
Oh, so?
It boosts morale inside the team, for starters.
Yeah.
It makes the club look more attractive to other players they might want to sign. And you get an instant spike in things like merchandise sales, season tickets. It's like an adrenaline shot for the whole club.
A tangible benefit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not just a one-off moment either. Look ahead, he's got medicals on Thursday. And then, get this, a huge public unveiling at Rams Park Stadium on Saturday. They're expecting over 40,000 fans there.
40,000 for unveiling?
40,000. That's the fans making their own statement, isn't it? Showing the collective belief in this guy.
Wow. That's incredible. Shows the immediate fan engagement, yeah. But this move, it feels bigger than just Galatasaray's season, doesn't it? Our sources, the experts, they're calling it a real watershed moment for the entire Super League.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
A league that, let's be honest, has struggled a bit to keep up financially with the big top 5 leagues in Europe. Football analyst Tanju Solak called Osimhen's signing a game changer. How can one transfer really ripple out like that, affecting a whole league?
Well, historically, the Super League, it often felt like a place for stars maybe past their absolute peak, looking for a last big contract, right?
Yeah.
Or young talent developing before moving on.
Yeah, kind of a stepping stone or a final stop.
Exactly. This move flips that script. It says Turkish clubs can now attract and keep established elite stars right at their absolute prime. I mean, Osimhen could arguably walk into almost any top club in Europe right now. So bringing him in, it injects new energy, new credibility, new global eyeballs onto the whole league. Makes it more appealing for broadcasters, for sponsors, maybe even for other top players thinking about where to go next. It's a validation, really, of Turkish football's ambition.
Definitely changes the story around the league. So, okay, they've made this huge splash. What's next on the immediate agenda for Galatasaray? The sources point to Europe, right? UEFA competitions.
That's a big stage.
They just missed out on a Champions League quarterfinal spot last season. So the hope, clearly, is that Osimhen pushes them deeper this time. They're dreaming bigger, and they've certainly backed that dream with serious cash, haven't they?
Oh, they absolutely have. And the Champions League, I mean, that's where the big prestige is, but also the big money.
Yeah.
Those revenues are crucial if you're going to sustain investments like this. They showed glimpses last season of what they could do. Osimhen's goals, his consistency. That's what they believe is the missing piece to get over that hump, past the quarters maybe. But, you know, Europe is tough. He gives them a massive edge, but the whole team needs to step up on that stage.
And what about Osimhen himself in all this? He seems to be embracing it, all the pressure, the ambition. He told the club media, Istanbul feels like home. The fans are incredible. We have big goals, and I can't wait to start scoring again for this badge.
Strong words.
Very strong. Must have gone down incredibly well with the fans in the club.
Oh, I bet. For the fans, hearing that probably felt worth every single euro spent. It shows that connection is already there.
Yeah.
But it's those big goals he mentioned, right? That loops right back to the immense pressure we talked about.
Yeah, expectations are through the roof now.
Exactly. Biggest transfer in their history.
Yeah.
Anything less than dominating domestically in the Super League and making a really significant deep run in Europe.
Well, it's probably going to feel like a failure to that incredibly passionate and, let's face it, demanding fan base.
The spotlight on him and on the whole club is going to be intense. It's this fascinating dynamic, isn't it? This huge investment, the sky-high expectations it creates, and then the actual pursuit of glory on the pitch. It's setting up a really defining season, maybe defining few years, for both him and Galatasaray.
So yeah, from a record fee, shattering records, to that hero's welcome, the massive ambitions, the Victor Osimhen story at Galatasaray is just monumental. It's a huge statement, isn't it? About ambition, about financial muscle, and about the incredible pull of those passionate fans.
It really is. And this whole deep dive into the transfer, it kind of leaves you with this really compelling thought, doesn't it? In football today, where money often seems to decide everything and player values are just astronomical, can one guy, even someone as clearly impactful as Osimhen, truly be the catalyst? Can he fundamentally transform a whole league's reputation and redefine a club's place among Europe's elite?
Or is the flip side true?
Or does putting that much investment, that much focus on one player inevitably create a level of expectation that's almost impossible to meet, even for a Lion of Istanbul?
It's a massive gamble, however you look at it. What really stands out to you when you think about the sheer scale, the potential ripple effects of this historic deal